But still on the matter, Ijaw Youth Council President Jonathan Lokpobiri is here to talk to us on why the challenges and delays by the IYC in birthing a generally accepted constitution and how all these were overcome, and how the adoption of the new constitution to be known as the OD Constitution will shape the future of the organization and enhance its efficiency and impacts. Merry Christmas, Jonathan Lokpobiri. It's good to have you with us.
Merry Christmas.
All right. So how can you, if you want to, let's have your thoughts on the challenges before the emergence of this OD Constitution. What had to give, before we got to where we are now with it?
First, I want to express gratitude to the founding fathers of this organization, and then the presidents who have laid a solid foundation leading to the successes we have recorded today. Every successive president in the past have laid some measure of guidance and have contributed their quota in the journey so far, giving us a platform to be able to achieve the feat we have today. So I'm grateful for all their sacrifices, the enormous contributions they had made in the past, and still standing by us up to this minute. So I'm very grateful that despite all the hurdles that this struggle has faced, the challenges we have faced, their shared guidance, commitment, the determination of the Ijaw people has gradually walked us through these very difficult phases to a place where we can now have a widely accepted constitution that Ijaw youths now embrace as ours. So it is now comfortable to say that we, the people, give this as a constitution to ourselves. Now, counting the challenges from where we lost the possibility of having a widely accepted constitution, it's about 16 years plus we have been grappling with this phase. And right at the in the historic community of OD, which reminds the Ijaw people of the mindless massacre of the Ijaw people, the mass graves of our brothers and our sisters buried in one community. That community today is able to record in our history as a community where we are able to assemble again massively by all clans of the Ijaw nation. Our chapters from even the UK participated in giving this constitution to ourselves. So for me, it's a thing of pride that this happened under my era. And it's a thing of joy for all of us who have played this part leading to this success of this constitutional process that has given us the constitution.
Very, very good, Jonathan. Now, as you said, 16 years is a long time to wait, just to have this draft, and of course, its current form. But how acceptable in its current form is it to all members of the IYC in moving forward, you think?
Well, it is widely accepted by all simply because learning from the challenges and the errors of the past, it guided our actions in terms of meeting the individual or the group expectations of every clans, every zones and chapters. And that's why preceding the convention itself, we had sleepless nights of engagement and interface, leading to resolving all those core issues that have kept us apart in terms of our interest in the Constitution. So before we all converge in OD, that is the first time Ijaw youths will gather for a convention that gathered thousands of our people with not even a bottle being broken in an attempt to exert the interest of anybody. So for me, it's a great feat, not necessarily that we didn't have the challenges of interest, people trying to advance their own interests peculiar to their clans or their environment, but in all, we have been able to all agreed, adopted the wider decision based on popular interest. In democracy, it says that the minority may have their say while majority will have their way. And eventually, in every item of the constitution, every articles were put into popular vote where majority had their way. And it is so far widely acceptable by all. Not just that, but the guidance, the admonition, and also the contributions of leaders who help in the funding of this program made it very possible for us. And for that, we are extremely grateful to all the leaders who have played, specifically the governor of Bayelsa State, who did not just provide resources and security, but also participated by sending state delegation to be part of the program, the NDDC sending its own delegation, and then being heavily supported by political leaders like the Minister of Petroleum, who is the son of the soil, the NDDC, the government of Bayelsa, some of our brothers who also hosted us in the community, Engineer Ken Etete. These are people who supported us with their resources and then their goodwill to enable us make the progress we made. So this is an avenue to make our gratitude known to them, that we don't take their contributions and sacrifices for granted.
Indeed, Jonathan, at least with this new constitution, you can chart a way forward in your agitations. Now, talking about your functions in advocating the rights and interests of the Ijaw people, primarily, especially when it comes to the exploitation of oil and gas resources in your land, what has been the challenges and the responses to your agitations so far?
Well, every revolutionary struggles across the world have had its peak moment of united activity, as well as valleys of internal debate and confusion. We have also had our own fair share of the latter. But the honest truth is that we have continued to sustain our momentum in the direction we are going. The Ijaw nation, yes, we are not close to where we should be, but we are never close to where we used to be. And for these of us who are saddled with the responsibilities of advancing the interests of the Ijaw people, the 2025 that is staring us in the face will come with its own challenges, and then the new approach we will take. Now, the beauty of what this constitution that has successfully been amended will do to us is that it will define the roles of every individual and leaders in council. Here you have, because there was no constitution that guided the actions of people who have never been a part of our struggle suddenly will now have opportunity to buy presidential forms, and when they lost out, they go to an uncompleted filling station declaring themselves as president of IYC without coming home. So this constitution now puts to rest all of these anomalies that have characterized our activities before now. Also, this constitution now clearly guiding our actions will also now empower us constitutionally to be able to advance our cause. Now, there are some challenges that for me I have envisioned for us. There are some challenges that the Ijaw nation must begin to refocus their economic stability and the training of our people. Today, please permit me to digress a little. Ijaw, which used to be the mainstay of Niger Delta and especially the Ijaw people, have been taken over, and today, even from this beginning, the little access that our people hitherto had have been short. So this is a call for action in the new year ahead, that beginning from January, there will be so much pressure from Ijaw people on Owando and Ijaw in Port Harcourt. We cannot allow the gates of survival shut against us and then we will rest in our oasis. This is a new, an end of year call for action that in the year ahead, we will open these gates that have been shut against us within recent times, that our people must be trained, employment opportunities we will get for our people. In terms of the training and the capacity building of our people, we will continue to put that pressure on systems that have decided to be enemies to our people. But to state the fact that we have made steady progress, despite the internal challenges we have had. Now, it also gives us an insight to learn from the mistakes we have done in the past, so that in the efforts we are going, we will avoid or minimize the challenges we face. Please permit me to use this medium to appeal to leaders of the Ijaw nation that avoidable protests and then internal fights are happening against our own people in the media space, even at the international scene. The IYC cannot watch where we become dog shop dog to the where we are at each other's jugular, giving us a bad image outside. So it is a call for introspection amongst us so that we can gradually deal with our own issues, de-escalate the tension amongst us. And then we have had moments where we have had issues, but we have internally been able to deal with these issues without going public. So for those who are not happy with what is happening and all of that, it's a call for action that the Ijaw nation cannot be at war with itself.
Indeed.
The leaders who have disagreements, please, this is a call from the IYC that we do not want this escalate any further. We will intervene, we will reach out to all the leaders concerned and appeal for a rethink, that we have one larger Ijaw interest to protect than the individual interest that is gradually taking a bigger position in our lives. Please permit me to use this to express our profound gratitude to the media community, especially Arise TV, for giving us this platform of partnership, this unending support. We cannot pay for this, and that's why forever we are grateful. Please, whatever the Ijaw nation can do to help Nigeria in terms of our march towards economic recovery as a country, in terms of our strength as a people, fighting to defeat hunger and poverty in the land, we are in firm solidarity with this cause. And then to those who are friends of the Ijaw nation, it is our wish that our partnership grows, that tomorrow we make one greater and better Niger Delta, one better and greater Nigeria for all concerned. The economic challenges of Nigerians, we're all grappling with it. But with hope and with our resolve to make forward, maybe with the grace of God available to us, we might be able to see a better 2025. In all of this, I'm grateful to Ijaw youths who gathered in their numbers, sacrificing 2 days of their time and giving us a constitution that now defines our new journey. As your president and as your leader, we will not let you down. And for every areas we have done that you feel that we could have done it differently, please do not fail to call our attention. We will always learn from the mistakes of the past in order to improve. This is our new message to our people, especially during this Yuletide season. Thank you.
All right, you've said it quite a lot, Jonathan, and basically you also alluded to the fact that there's been some tension in the past every now and then, and I remember there were issues even towards the emergence of your presidency. You had factions coming up every now and then, and of course we are where we are with the IYC. But realistically, how united is the IYC in its current form? And I'm sure quite a number of people would like to know how you resolve, whether it's internal conflicts, how do you resolve these issues internally, as it were?
Well, everything rises and falls on the lap of the leader. As a leader, sometimes rights alone may not, advancing your right alone may not be able to give us the solution in terms of securing peace and stability amongst us. So sometimes we also come down from our high horses, appeal to people concerned, and then in the process, we're able to find common ground. Let me say this to especially the media community. Today, you claim that there's a faction in IYC. Let me clearly debunk this. I could liken this to be a scenario where Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, my dear friend Comrade Showore, who also wanted to be president of Nigeria and contested against the president and lost out, and then goes under a filling station and claimed that I'm also now president because they didn't have the support of the people to be president. And then somebody somewhere in Rivers State who feels that the crisis in Rivers State, the need to inflame the emotional tension, and then giving money from state to one person who has no business, who has never even served as a clan chairman in IYC before, parading himself in the media spaces as IYC president, but never has the capacity to come home. Or he's from Bayelsa, but he has never been able to even come to his clan before. And then the media is giving such a person the platform to use as IYC, confusing the public as if it exists. Please, let me use this opportunity to appeal to Arise TV. That is a figment of someone's imagination who has never had the capacity to even be a zonal chairman before. Going to school and earning a PhD doesn't give you the qualification to be IYC president. There are procedures on how leaderships emerge. These are part of the reasons why the Constitution, we have gone through it rigorously. So you don't come from anywhere simply because you are an Ijaw man. You went through the back, bought a form, and then when you lost out, you went under a filling station and declared yourself president with nobody following you. It's foolish to say this. If someone had gone through university to earn a PhD, the certificate that you earn states that you are considered worthy in both learning and character. Now, being educated enough in learning is not enough to make you a leader. You must also have the character enough to advance the cause of both your family and the rest of the wider society you represent.
Indeed.
I doubt if that guy truly earns a PhD. I would like to confirm that certificate.
All right, Jonathan.
I can tell you for free.
Very good, Jonathan.
Somebody in Rivers State government is giving him money, so he embarrasses all of us in the public without knowing that the IYC has its own procedure.
All right, Jonathan, let me ask you another question. The Ijaws are widely regarded as the fourth largest ethnic group in Nigeria currently. Do you think they're gradually getting their dues so far in terms of recognition in this regard? What are your thoughts?
Well, I must say that before, there was even no consensus around the fact that the Ijaw nation was the fourth largest in the country. Today, undisputedly, Ijaw nation, we argue that we're actually the fourth largest because there's hardly one ethnic group that has the kind of spread we have. We are from far away, even in Akwa Ibom, to Ese-Odo in Ondo State, and in all these 9 states within the Niger Delta, including Abia, we have our people and our populations. So, but Nigeria does not have accurate data in terms of its demography. So we can assume, since there was the Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba considered the largest 3 tribes in Nigeria, we may accept that 4th place. But I doubt if others have this number, apart from the Hausa Fulani, have these numbers more than we do. And nobody occupies the wide span that the Ijaw nation occupies in this country. We may not be where we are or where we should be, but we're certainly not where we used to be. And I do believe that with the unity and the capacity the Ijaw nation has, with activities that will lead to the economic and then educational revolution of the Ijaw people, someday we'll get to where we want to be.
Indeed.
And that's the hope, and we're marching towards that comfortably.
All right. Jonathan, on a final note now, what are the expected impact this constitution will have on the conduct of the IYC in all its functions, you think? Finally.
Now, some of the key highlights of the constitution that has been adopted is that for too long our elections have been characterized by crisis because some people do not agree with the method set out by the electoral committees during the election cycles. Today, the constitution has defined how the elections will be conducted according to the dictates of the constitution. So it's not left at the discretion of ELECO members to decide how it will function. So it will streamline actions of people. If you cannot comport yourself under the rules of the constitution, then you have no business even being part of our system. From the national to the clan structures, every election will be conducted by the same pattern. And therefore, because laws, once they are clearly defined and then robustly enforced, it makes human beings to fall in line. And that's what it has done for us, that the election cycles will be clear enough, and then the ambiguities that come with our election cycles may no longer exist. And therefore, it will help in streamlining the processes of our election. Also, we have also considered the cost of elections to candidates during the election. There are sometimes people who have no business with our decision, who are just mere businessmen, but because they found themselves as Ijaw people, will have enough money to come and contest elections without participating in our processes. And then because they are allowed by the ELECOs, they spend money to confuse people. And then sometimes the previous leadership, you can see that people have no business with our struggle because they had money, won elections, and totally converted the struggle to business empire at the detriment of our struggle. And this is what we have been able to tame arising from this constitution adopted so far.
All right. We've been speaking with Jonathan Lokpobiri, President, Ijaw Youth Council. We'd like to thank you for your thoughts on those issues. And once again, we wish you happy Christmas.